Her words didn't cut me. They simply rearranged something inside me. The lawn lights behind the banquet hall flickered, catching the glass in her hand as she lifted it. She had the posture of someone who believed the world had finally bent to her will. The new white coat draped over her arm, a ring she no longer wore hidden in her purse. I saw all of it, and yet I said nothing. "Good luck affording dinner without my help," she announced, loud enough for the graduates clustered around her to laugh on cue. Her voice was light, crisp, rehearsed. She wanted it to sting. Her sister leaned in from behind her, lips curling like she'd been waiting years for this moment. "You'll be begging to be let back in." I didn't react, just slid my thumb across my phone screen. One tap. A distant rumble trembled through the grass. At first, no one noticed, but I watched the exact second the noise reached them, when their smiles faltered, when their laughter thinned into confusion. Wind tore across the field, blowing napkins off tables. Someone shouted. And then the helicopter dropped into view, descending slowly, deliberately, the company logo shining beneath the searchlights. Their faces shifted, delight to shock, arrogance to fear. Mine didn't move. Inside, though, something cracked open, something cold, something final. I didn't look at her again, not yet. This moment wasn't the start. It was simply the ending she had earned, and she had no idea how long I'd been preparing for it. The truth didn't arrive in a single blow. It seeped in, quiet, corrosive. It started months earlier. Little shifts, a missed call, a shower taken too quickly, a lie so small it should have drowned in daily noise, but instead lodged itself in me. "I'm staying late at the lab," she'd say, but the smell wasn't antiseptic. It was cologne, not mine. She kept her phone face down, always. She smiled more at the screen than at me. And when she slept, turning away from me, clutching the blanket like it was a shield, I watched her mouth twitch with dreams I wasn't part of. At first, I dismissed it. Medical students were exhausted, stressed, unpredictable. But then came the message she forgot to delete. Half a sentence from a name I didn't recognize. "Tonight? Same place?" That was the first moment I felt the floor shift beneath me. Not anger, not jealousy, just clarity. Something was wrong. Not loud wrong, quiet wrong. The kind that hides inside routine, inside affection, inside promises spoken long before the truth changed. I didn't confront her, didn't accuse, didn't chase. I watched, observed. And the more I watched, the more I recognized a pattern. She wasn't pulling away from me. She was being pulled by someone else, a hidden relationship, protected by white coat ambition and the arrogance she had earned through years of praise. She thought she was untouchable. She didn't know who I was becoming in the silence she left behind. When trust breaks, it doesn't shatter, it erodes. Every laugh she muffled, every late-night study session, every sudden interest in wearing makeup to the hospital, each detail filed itself into the back of my mind. Patterns formed, and I followed them. I requested her call logs from our phone carrier, quietly, legally. I mapped her locations through shared devices she forgot were still synced, quietly, accurately. I cross-checked the names of her classmates, mentors, visiting residents. One stood out, a surgical fellow with a reputation for discretion and a trail of rumors no one ever addressed. Their schedules overlapped too perfectly, their rotations too conveniently aligned. And then I saw it. 2 hotel charges, both under her credit card, both during nights she swore she was in the anatomy lab. I didn't react, not outwardly. Inside, the storm tightened, controlled, precise. I hired a private service to run a clean digital reconstruction of their shared communication. I didn't spy on content, I tracked frequency, timing, duration. The pattern was unmistakable. Meanwhile, she carried on, smiling at me with lips that tasted like someone else's cologne, telling me she loved me with breath too careful, too measured. Every lie she told became another notch in the structure of the truth I was building. She didn't know I already saw the end. She didn't know I was choosing the moment. And she definitely didn't know it would be her own graduation party, the place where she wanted the world to see her rise, the same place where I would let her fall. The report arrived 2 days before the ceremony. Digital logs, location data, time-stamped entries from 2 devices leaving the same hotel room within minutes of each other, week after week after week. It was complete, unquestionable, undeniable. She walked into the kitchen that morning humming, scrolling through congratulatory messages. I placed the printed packet on the counter between us. No words, no emotion. She lifted the first page, then the second. Her smile died slowly, like a candle suffocating under a jar. This isn't. Where did you? But she didn't finish the question, because she knew the answer. Her hands shook. Her voice collapsed. Her eyes filled with panic she did not know how to hide. I remained still, almost detached from my own body. The silence was the confrontation. The truth was the blade. She reached for me. I stepped back. Not in anger, just in clarity. And that frightened her more than any scream ever could. At her graduation party, she expected triumph, validation, power. Instead, she found me standing alone, distant, unreadable. When she delivered her public breakup, carefully disguised as independence, I let her speak, let her mock, let her sister laugh. They thought they were humiliating me. They had no idea I had already moved beyond them. One tap on my phone. The helicopter descended. My company helicopter. Not rented, not borrowed, mine. The crowd turned. Cameras rose. Whispers spread like wildfire. She froze, horror swallowing her arrogance whole. I stepped past her without a glance. "It was never me who needed you," I whispered as I passed. "It was you who needed me not to know." Her sister's face drained of color. Her classmates stared. Her entire illusion collapsed in seconds. I didn't stay to watch. True revenge doesn't require witnesses. It requires truth. And I gave her all of it. I didn't look back as the helicopter door closed. Didn't wait for apologies. Didn't consider forgiveness. Some betrayals don't wound. They awaken. As the blades lifted me into the sky, the party shrank beneath me. Her sister, her new white coat, the lies she thought she buried. All of it small, all of it irrelevant. She wanted to see me beg. Instead, she watched me rise. And the final thought that settled in me, quiet, sharp, absolute, was this: I didn't lose her. I simply outgrew the version of myself who needed her at all.